beat.
Alright, so here's the 2020 Supra. It's on the 19-inch rims with a staggered setup, so wider wheels in the back. This one's got, it's a black one with a red interior. It's got some carbon fiber accents over here, power mirrors, some fake vents over here. It's a really curvy car. It's got a weird kind of indent on the roof. So that's kind of unique. No, I haven't really seen that before. So it basically looks like something fell on top of the roof and made a big dent, but that's supposed to be like that. It's got some aero in the back. So the diffuser is pretty aggressive. So it has the F1 style kind of like diffuser. You got your Supra logo, GR logo, a little bit of a ducktail like spoiler from factory. So this is actually the trunk, like is this OEM trunk, but it kind of gives the effect of a ducktail type of spoiler. So that's pretty cool. Rear LEDs. Here's your gas cap. It's a pretty big gas cap. I just took that in right now, but it's a pretty big one. Obviously 91. You got your side skirts. Some front aero as well. And from the front, kind of looks like an eagle almost. It's kind of got like a very bird-like, beak-like appearance, right? It looks like a beak in the front with this little thing. This one's got some like paint protection on it or something, some paint guard. Toyota logo, LEDs in the front as well. So let's hop into the inside and take a look. So here we are on the inside of the vehicle. I got my GoPro set up over there. So this one's the red interior. So it's got a very sporty seat. So this is a stock seat. It's power adjustable. We got the JBL sound system. We'll take a look at the trunk in a second, but you can see the speakers over here in the back. This is a two-seater. In terms of storage, you got a little cubby over here in the center tunnel at the back. You got a couple of cup holders. This does not open or anything. You got all your controls over here for your media. So this is for the iDrive system from the BMW. So you got your iDrive controls here. You got your automatic start-stop functionality over here. Parking brake, electronic of course. You got your parking sensors. Sport mode or no sport mode. So if you put in sport mode, which it is in right now, it will give you the burbles. Without it, you won't get the burbles. Over here you got your little shifter. You got a USB port, auxiliary like port over here for a 12 volt. You got heated seats in this one, and you got dual climate. This is straight out of the BMW. This is straight out of the BMW as well. Push start stop button. Your light functionality is over here. This is the digital dash you got. So it's pretty similar to the BMW as well. You could go into different stuff over here. I haven't played too much around with the system, to be honest, but yeah, it's been pretty good. If you've had a BMW before, you know this is literally exactly the same as every other BMW. You got the iDrive. You got some controls up here. No sunroof. They don't come with a sunroof. Got your little visors. Most useless visor ever. It's like 3 inches, 4 inches. It's very short. Pretty nice interior though. It's very driver focused. It's tight, it's clean. In terms of trunk space, you don't have much. So let me just open up the trunk. There's a trunk button right here. So this is the trunk. The trunk space is pretty small. You can fit about 1 or 2 carry-on bags in here, nothing more. Pretty tight opening too, so you're gonna have to like figure out how to put them in. But other than that, it's pretty decent. It's not really meant for like taking stuff around. It's a sports car, 2-seater. So for a 2-seater sports car, it's got a decent amount of room. Let's take it for a drive and see how it handles. All right, guys, so we're inside the Supra now. We're gonna take it for a little drive. Right now I'm in sport mode, and I put it in manual mode as well. So this has an 8-speed transmission. It has a 3-liter turbo. Now this has the same setup, I believe, as the Z440i or whatever it's called. So the 40 model of the Z4. So it has 350 something horsepower. The new ones, like the 2021 versions revised, it comes with 380 something. So this one's a little bit slower, but it's pretty good. So we're just gonna get to a red light over here, and then I'll show you what it can do. And it handles like a dream. It actually handles really good. So when I first got a hold of it, I wasn't too happy with it, but right now I'm pretty comfortable with it, right? So at first I thought it was a little bit more tail happy than I was expecting. I was expecting it to be a little bit more planted, but it is a small car, and then once you get used to it, it's very go-kart like. It's very precise. If you throw it in a direction, it goes that direction. You don't need to it does sometimes it unexpectedly gives you like the little kick out the back, but besides that, it's pretty good, and it's quick. It's not the fastest, but it's quick. So it's not the fastest, but it's definitely quick. It'll do the trick. I got my navigation going on right now because I'm taking it somewhere, but it's overall a really good car, and the driving dynamics are pretty good. In comfort mode, you don't have any of the burbles. You could drive it like right now it's in comfort, put it back in automatic, and you don't have any unnecessary noise. It's not too loud. It drives like a normal car in that mode, but as soon as you put it in the sport mode, you got all the noises, got all the pops, you got everything, and it's just a really good it's a really good average sports car, right? For some, if you don't want something too crazy, if you want something you could daily drive and also like track and have fun with, this is definitely the right car. I just don't think it's worth it for the price tag it comes at. So over here right now, these are going for like 60 to 70 grand like used, and like about 70 to 80 new, depending on where you find them here in Canada. So that's Canadian dollars. And I don't know, at that price range, I don't really think it's worth it. This car used for like 40 grand, I think it's worth it. For even like low 50s, I think it's like high 40s, low 50s is definitely worth it. But once you get into like the mid 60s to like mid 70s range, it just loses its appeal to me. I think there's a lot more you could get for your money at that kind of price range in terms of power, because this only has like 350 horsepower, right? It's a lighter car. It's just it doesn't give you the rush that a lot of the newer cars do, with a lot more power at that kind of price range, right? Like especially from like the American Muscle kind of division. Like when you look at what you could get in a Challenger, or you could get in like a Camaro, and these are all kind of like similar price range cars, right? So even though they're not in the same category of car, people are looking at those as well. So yeah, definitely something to think about is the price, right? And I don't know how they're gonna hold price, right? These are supposed to be a limited production car, so maybe they'll go up in price soon. Maybe they'll be a collector's item. We don't know yet, but we'll see how that goes, and that might be the scenario, right? So it might be a good investment. In my personal opinion, I just don't think it's worth the money. Great car, not worth 60 grand. I feel like there's a lot more I could do with that money. At those kind of prices, you could even like get into a used R8 or something like that, right? Like a first generation R8 V8. You could get into like those kind of things at that price range. And this is just a V6 with a turbo. We're on the highway now. Let's see how it does on the highway. Yeah, so this thing's kind of like a combination between a Miata and a Corvette. It's neither too big nor too small. It's somewhere like in the middle. It's compact, but also kind of, it feels bigger than a Miata. And it's got a lot more power than a Miata, obviously, but it does have that go-kart kind of aspect to it, where it feels like a go-kart a little bit. Definitely has that going for it, and it's pretty fun. Like this is what a Miata should have been, right? This is exactly what you want when you buy a Miata. This is everything you want it to be: lightweight, but still relatively powerful, and just overall fun. The price tag is definitely the biggest issue on this car. Everything else is just great. I don't personally care that it's got all this BMW stuff in it. You know, BMWs are great cars. It feels great and it handles great. So it definitely isn't a bad thing in my opinion. I think people are just very picky for no reason, and they like to bash on things before they've even tried them, right? So that's the story with that. But yeah, definitely check it out. If you like this content, subscribe for more. I definitely recommend you go drive this car. It's just something that's worth driving. It is very similar to other BMWs like the Z4, but it's unique in its own aspect, right? Especially with all the burble they've added and all like the sounds in sport mode and all that kind of stuff, and the turbo spool. You really get a good feel for this car. It's a really exhilarating experience, and it's just different than anything else you can really drive right now from the factory. But yeah, if you like this content, subscribe for more, and we'll see you guys next time.